Hello, it's Kari here again with you today on the channel, and I'm excited to share another idea I have with this layering stencil. This is the Pixel layering stencil from Missing Stamps, and there are numbers on each of these layers. I don't know if you can see that, that's 3. And if you just look and make sure that the numbers are face up and in the bottom right corner, then you can line them up perfectly every time. They're a little difficult to see in this video, but you can always outline those numbers with a Sharpie or some black paint, and then you'll be able to see them a little better. So I'm considering doing that as well. So let's get started on this card. I'm going to tape down my panel to my work surface here. I love this work surface. It's so easy to clean, and I can hold my stencils down with these magnets. Then I'm going to take the little placement guide from Missing Stamps and put that right there in the corner so I can line the stencil up easily every time. I'm going to start out the first layer with some picked raspberry distress ink. I want to keep that tape down there, and I'm just going to layer it against the whole thing. And then for the second layer, I'm going to use some lumberjack plaid distress ink. So we're going to do kind of a red and a pink look for this. So I'm going to go ahead and add that red right here. And I'm just going to speed forward a little bit because it's all just me adding this ink around the whole stencil. Even the edges this time because I'm going to be using this whole panel. For my last layer, I'm going to add a layer of this Deco Foil Gel Duo. This is the Transfer Gel Duo. And when you put this on, it dries sticky. So you can add foil or gilding flakes or whatever you want. I find the foil to be the fastest. So I'm going to add some of that gel and then take my stencil pal and scrape it across, trying to get it nice and smooth. I want it to be all the same layer. So this is really great to get that all even. Then when I pull it off, you'll see that we've got a really great layer there. I'm going to set that aside to dry while I clean up my surface and clean all my tools. Once I have that done, while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and color up my images. This time I am going to color up those pumpkins, a bat, and the ghost, all of them for this card. And this one I'm going to start with the light orange and then add some dark accents to it and then blend that out with the light color again. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know this is not my usual way of coloring, but I just really liked the light orange added with the dark orange underneath. I don't know. It's just how I'm doing it today. And I think it turned out really great. So I just wanted to show you that, just adding a little accent of the dark. For the ghost, I'm going to color the hat in pink. I want it to match that background. So I'm starting out with kind of some light pinks, but I'm going to go in with a little brighter pink at the end, and you'll see that on the finished card. For the ghost itself, today I'm using some cool grays and just blending that out nice and light. And then we're going to add some sparkle to this. So to do that, I'm just going to add a lot of little tiny dots, starting with the darkest C7 color, and then I'm going to go in and add more of a C5 and a C3 and blend it all the way up with C1 and C0. So this part took me a little bit longer, but I think it's actually kind of worth it because it really does make it look sparkly in the end. So I'm adding all these dots, and I'm just going to skip forward and show you how this turns out. There we go. Now I'm adding even lighter dots, and you'll see even the lightest dots at the top. In a minute, I'm going to add some more cool gray dots. And I'm also going in with a white gel pen, and it's very difficult to see on this video, but I'm also adding some white gel pen dots, and that adds to the little sparkly feeling. This is a very fancy ghost. So you can see there's more of the dots going all the way up now, and I'm just adding some shadows to the bottom. Now for my foil, I've got some choices here. What I really wanted was silver, but I wanted like a silver shattery look, like the gold one. but all I had was this silver one that's got the stripes on it. So we're gonna make it work. And I think it actually looks really pretty once I get it done. So this panel was dry, by the way. It dries sticky, like I say. So when you put this foil on, you just stick it on. I like to use my bone folder to make sure it's fully adhered, and then I peel that back, and you can see the foil sticks to our background there. It's having a hard time in this spot here. So I'll peel that off and then go with another area and add some extra. And there we go. We've got our little sparkly background. Now this technique works best with Deco foil and not hot foil that you use with a hot foil machine. For the focal point, I'm going to use a circle to add the look, kind of like feeling like a little disco ball, a little dancing going on here. And so I've got the circle cut out and I added some extra ink to the bottom. Now I've cut out some silver stickers with that modern typeset frame die, Alpha, and I love this alphabet. It's probably my favorite one. I use them all, but I just love this one. I did add double-sided adhesive to my metallic foil paper before die cutting, so that's what makes it turn into a sticker. And I'm going to spell out my own sentiment here, and I'm going to speed this right along because I'm just taking them and sticking them down. I created kind of my own little hyphen there with one of the extras from the center of the O. And so we're going to spell out let's boo-gie. Well, I mean, I thought it was funny, kind of clever, right? I mean, did it make you smile? Hopefully it made you smile. So again, I'm creating my own little apostrophe from one of the insides of one of the letters, and we'll add that final S. And I didn't adhere these all the way down because I wanted to make sure I liked the spacing before I did that. So I'm going to mess around with this a little bit before I fully stick everything down. And that's going to look good right about there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add some foam, fun foam to the back of this circle to make that stand out from the background. So we'll add that foam right there. And then I also decided to add a frame in a dark gray to make that stand out even more from the background. So I'm going to glue on my little elements here, add some foam tape to the ghost. Now is when I decide that I really need that extra frame around this circle. So I'll press down all those letters, take a look, and yes, I do like that gray frame. So I cut out another layer with a dark gray, and now I'm going to put all of this together. I've got my card base here, and so we'll glue down our little disco backdrop to the card base, just using liquid adhesive for that. And then I'm going to glue our focal point to the gray frame here. It's already got the foam on the back, but that's okay. It's just going to pop it up even more from that gray frame. And I add a little extra glue because when we're dealing with fun foam, I feel like it needs extra glue. So now I'm going to glue that all the way down to our background with the foil. And it needs one more thing. So before we go, I'm going to pull out some diamonds here, little gems, stickers, and I'm just going to add 3 or maybe 5 of them to the background and 1 to the little ghost. I think it makes it look like a beauty mark on the ghost. So 4 right around there and 1 on the ghost right about there. There we go. Now here's a look. Look at that shine and sparkle from the foil in the background. And the ghost is just holding his own with the sparkly sheet. And I do feel like dancing now. How about you? I hope so. And if you liked it, give this video a thumbs up. I'll be back with more inspiration to share real soon, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.